Attacking football.
Attacking football.
Attacking football.
Attacking football.
You talked earlier about hashtag how like they're scouting with the women's team. You did a bit of scouting yourself, didn't you?
I did, yeah. God, you guys went far back. So yeah, I did. I did a couple of things. I was a scout part-time at uni for a agency called NI Sports. Really lovely guy, Martin Hunter. He's still with them now. He was at Colossal, and then he started his own thing. Yeah, just signed up on Indeed, and then got through. But it was more he would take, because we could go under his management, we were able to get to games and do kind of whatever we wanted to do. And I remember, it's a fun little anecdote, but I was about, I want to say 24 hours, probably even less, 18 hours maybe, from signing Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and it never happened. And I was devastated. So it was I remember it clear as day. Crystal Palace versus QPR. He was in the under 23s. He was playing right wing, so he wasn't even a right back at the time. And I remember, I must think I'm Sir Bobby Robson or something, but I remember writing on my scouting thing, he should be a right back. He can tackle like anything. He's got legs like akimbo. He's just fantastic. He needs to be he needs to be like an out and out right back. And then I spoke to someone that was there with him. I think it was his cousin or someone like that. Then got introduced to his family, and I spoke to them very, very briefly. And I said, very interested in speaking to you more about Aaron and all this. And they were keen. And then we set aside a time to talk, and they were happy to kind of move forward because I think they knew Martin and all these other things, whatever. But it had progressed away from me, and it was going to go to them. But because I brought him to the table, Tasty Commission would have come my way. And from what I know, the conversation got to them saying, "Oh yeah, we'll have a chat like in a couple of days." But the manager, I think it was Roy Hodgson, says Aaron might get a game this week because Martin Kelly, the right back, was injured. And I was like, please, for the love of God, I hope he starts, like, for his own mental health and development. But like, I hope he doesn't start. And he went and started, got a clean sheet, smashed it. Or he did really well in his game individually, played the full 90, never got out the club, never got out the side again. United signed him for 49.5 million a year and a half later. And that's all she wrote. Got nothing from that. And then I stopped being a scout pretty much soon after that.
This is the quintessential one that got away story, isn't it?
It was so sad. And when I've done videos, I've always backed Aaron Wan-Bissaka as well. I've never gone against him for that, but like, yeah, that hurts because I did work at an agency called Wasserman, who they represented Ross Barkley, Phil Neville, Virgil van Dijk, but I was there the day that Virgil van Dijk signed for Liverpool, and I knew the amount of money. I can't legally actually say how much it was. I'm actually not allowed to, but I know the amount of money that was given to the agent, and I just thought that could have been me with Aaron. It would have been less, but it could have been. That would have been nice, wouldn't it? I would be out in Spain right now and just sipping on a pina colada and doing what I want to do. But horses for courses. I guess it wasn't meant for me.
I've got another one that you've missed out on now.
What did I miss out on? Did I get it wrong?
Yeah.
110.
On
but that's early.
110,
that's
84
early.
goals. It is early.
It is early. The actual stat is about like 210, 150, I think. 153, 210, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, see, this is where our podcast normally has our producer Alfie on it, but he's away today and he's our fact checker. So I might have to Google that myself. But we're talking about scouting. What were you looking for when you were in that role? What were you looking at a player for?
So I was always more about temperament or more about their courage, just kind of sort of the more intangibles of football. So I wasn't really concerned with how many ball progressions, how many tackles, or any of this. It was like, are they taking on their player 1v1? Are they relieving the duties from a player next to them? Are they consoling someone when they're coming up from a tackle? Are they crunching in? Are they arrogant? Are they, all these different things? So I always love looking at centre mids. That's still my favorite ever. My favorite ever position to look at. And yeah, for me, I think it was just always about having cultured and class and just being like quite relaxed in the middle of the park. So I remember looking at Ove Ejaria. I looked at a few of the Liverpool players. I can't remember from that era now, but there was one for Arsenal. I'm forgetting. Oh, Ben Sheaf. I remember Ben Sheaf was coming through as a 16, 17-year-old. Said he was good. I said he was championship ready, and I guess I was right. But yeah, so those kind of things really. I like the intangible stuff. I hate getting into details about like he had this many goals, this many assists, because there's always context. I'd rather like look at someone and say little things like, are they smiling? Are they engaging with fans after games? Are they like consoling people? Are they boosting people? Are they putting people down? I'd rather look at that. I'm much more interested in the person than the player. So that's always been me. But like I say, I haven't scouted for like 5 years. So what do I know?
Was there ever a
Well-
player that you scouted, but then like I assume when you scouted someone, you'd have to go talk to someone higher up? Was there ever a player where you said he's gonna be great, and then they said no, and then he actually turned out to be great?
Oh, good question. It's a
Name
really
and
good
shame,
question.
Dev. Name and shame.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who it was now. Um, you know what? No. At that time, like everyone actually kind of backed it. The one that annoyed me, I remember working at Wasserman and it was an internship and it was fine, but I kind of wish they gave me credit. But they had me do like a squad profile on Fleetwood Town. And they said, look at the transfer market, look at Y Scout and all these different things. Suggest players to go to Fleetwood, like, and we'll look at it and we'll move forward. I suggested about 10 different players, some of which were just South American imports. I don't know why I looked at them because they were in League One. But I remember looking at Tumani Diaguraga, like the centre mid, the gang league
Okay.
centre mid. And I remember thinking, I said he's free, go get him. He's versatile, he's this, he's that, good in the air, all that kind of stuff. And they just didn't listen. The scouts never listened to me, and I was really annoyed. And then I checked Sky Sports 2 days later. Fleetwood Town signed Tumani Diaguraga on a 3-year deal. I was like, all right, sick. So I know what I'm doing, but they're just not giving me the credit.
Where's my commission?
Yeah, that was a proper kick in the teeth. You know, I was only like 20, but I was like, yeah, give me some credit. Like, yeah, that was annoying. But no, I can't say I have actually. I can't think of anyone that I thought. It's more the players that I thought would blow up that hadn't. That's I'm closer to them than the other way around. I'll be honest.
Okay, well, look, you are famously a Manchester United fan.
Yes. Good
Yeah,
lad.
yeah.
There we go.
Full shirt this week.
No, well, it's in the bin next to my desk where it belongs. If you were scouting a midfielder, which is, let's face it, the position that we really need to strengthening most, where are you looking in the market for a midfielder? What kind of profile are you looking at? Not necessarily a name, but you must have been very excited watching Cobby come through, considering the attributes you listed earlier.
Oh yeah. But I do like the I like the look of Toby Collier. I think like he's a nice profile. I can't think of many things that Scott McTominay wasn't doing at his age, and that's how you have to look at it, because Scott McTominay's clear of him now, obviously physically and like in maturity sense. But back then they were very similar, maybe fewer goals related, but Collier would put himself about as proper box to box, proper energetic. So I actually really like him. But I actually have three names that I think encapsulate it well. But I would, if not even if money was no object, but if we were able to shift McTominay on for like a fair fee, like 30 odd million, which I think is more than fair. Maybe Ericsson for a couple of mil, or maybe Casemiro, if we can get him to Saudi for like 50, 60, that'd be ideal. But if we could ship all of them, I would happily go for Ugarte as number one. That's easily the number one profile, just a dog in midfield. Just don't bother looking that way. Just get the ball, shift it to Bruno and let him do that. He reminds me of Herrera, minus the going forward bit, just someone who would die for the club, and that's what you need. And he reminds me of Martinez as well. So I think they'd get on well. Definitely Ugarte. Yeah. Definitely Ugarte. Definitely Sander Berge. I don't know where this narrative has come out that he's not good enough because they got relegated. Like Eric Cantona, Andy Robertson didn't exist. I don't understand why we have to look at where you come from as a benchmark of where you were. Like Bergkamp didn't struggle at Inter, which is why he went to Arsenal. Or like there's thousands of examples, but I think Berge could be fantastic for us. Like cultured, like tall, imposing, but he can shift about a bit as well, and I like him. And there's a guy called Andre Trindade who plays for Fluminense. I think it's like 22, 23.
Yes.
He's the new Casemiro regen for me. So I'll just get him in for like 20 odd million euros. And we did look at Richard Rios, who I did like the look of at the Copa America, but if I would prioritize Andre, like those three midfielders, I think sort us out for 10 years. And that's what you have to do.
We're definitely not getting one of them because Sander Berge has a here we go to Fulham today.
Really?
Yeah, literally
Yeah,
5 minutes
yeah.
before we started
About
recording.
5 minutes before we started
No.
recording,
Yeah.
Fabrizio dropped a "Here we go" for Sander Berge to Fulham for £25 million.
That's a 25. Is he worth 20? Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I think
actually
we
is kind
would
of
we
worth.
would have paid 25 million for him. But what that does do is end Fulham's interest in Scott McTominay.
It
Yeah, it's kind
does.
of like a double blow to Man United there.
It is, yeah. And
Mm,
we've operated quite well in this window, but that is two very large kicks in the collective teeth for us.
that's
But
very annoying.
it
Very,
is
very
what it is.
annoying.
But I understand where you're going with the profile and what kind of
Yeah.
player that you're looking for.